You know,
Just drink a bunch.
there we go. I don't know how much that counts, but anyway.
I gave him a little one so he doesn't feel.
Yeah, just a little one. So you're just giving you a baby one. See? And one for Taylor too, if you'd be so kind. All right, so we're gonna get started. We may have some other people come, but if they're not, we'll get started. We've got some people online here. So, hello everybody. Good to have you guys here with us. Love the audience. And the cutest member of the audience right there. Hello, hello. All right, so tonight we're gonna talk about sleep, which is something everybody needs to do and needs to do better. So, gonna do a little science stuff first. A lot of it out of this book right here called Why We Sleep by a former professor from Harvard, Matthew Walker. This book, if you're sleeping well, makes you feel really good. If you're not sleeping well, it really gets intense because he said when he started off, he said, I figured between exercise, nutrition, and sleep, they're probably like a tie. You know, maybe one day nutrition more, exercise more, sleep. He says, after I got done with this book, it was big time, the sleep portion, how important it is, and if you're sleeping well, how beneficial it is to your body, and if you're not sleeping well, all kinds of unfortunate things can be happening. So, we're just gonna go a little bit at a time here. There we go. So, how much sleep do we need? Baby sleep, hopefully, a whole bunch. Like 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day, whatever, a lot of hours, it's good. So when we get a little older, what's the group that has the toughest time getting enough sleep? Good old teenagers. So in fact, actually, he's a proponent like many that we should have our schools set up so that teenagers go to school last because they need to sleep more. Their circadian rhythm is kind of whacked out anyway, and have the little teeny kids go first and so forth. But it's unlikely. Then as you get older, the older group, 6 to 8 hours. People have a different kind of feel. Some people need 8, some people need 9. I'm a 7-hour guy. If I get 7 hours, I'm good. However, I'm a big proponent of the earlier hours, because like, let's just say that I went to bed at 10 and I got up at 5. That's 7 hours. That to me is way better than going to bed at 11:30 and sleeping till 6:30. The pre-midnight hours for me are really a big deal, and he agrees. So if you can do it earlier, there are some people that just by nature sleep and go to bed later and get up later. Not that anybody in this particular audience might be one of those, and that's okay. And you kind of go with it. Some people, they did one of the tests in there that I thought was fascinating. And 2 guys go into some deep, dark cave that there was absolutely zero connection to the outer world and to the sun, and therefore any kind of visual cue you would get from the sun was missing. And even between those 2 guys, he noticed one slept a little longer, one went to bed a little later, and one got up a little earlier, and there was even in that deep, dark tunnel of a cave, which I was in there for a month. I would not have volunteered for that particular science project. So, yeah, pros and cons of sleep. Sleep is the most effective thing we can do to reset our brain and health every day. Circadian rhythms. Jet lag kind of speaks for itself. It is a real thing. There are some ways to do something about that. I have been told that if you're going somewhere, you try to assume the hour, the time of day it is wherever you're going as soon as possible. So if you get on the plane and it's only 2 in the afternoon, but where you're going is 10 at night, then you try to sleep right then as best you can. There's also some amazing jet lag.
No jet lag, my best friend.
There you go, that's what it's actually
It's
called.
all natural. There's no anything in it. It's all herbs, but it is.
Is that what Taylor Swift uses?
I don't
Yes, jet lag's a choice.
It is. No jet lag.
T Swift can get anything she wants, any quantity. And she has her own jet, which would be nice as well.
Yeah.
So obviously, you're not huge fans of the energy drinks. I think it's funny that they're called energy drinks, but anyway, there's so much caffeine and sugar in it. My son had one of these drinks a few years ago, and I just took a sip, and my whole body kind of was shaking, literally. It's like I went to, I was in LA and I was gonna go play golf that morning. So I went by, it was kind of chilly, went by to get hot chocolate. So I get my hot chocolate, I'm walking to the car, take my first sip, and my whole body reacts. And I went back in, I said, so hot chocolate, right? And the guy said, oh yeah, but I put a triple espresso in it. I said, dude, I didn't even do a single espresso, so the triple, literally, he says, you wanna keep it? I said, no, I don't wanna keep it. Anyway, so we recommend not doing these at all, but particularly before you go to bed, bad idea. So, NREM and REM, do you know the terms? What REM sleep is and what NREM is?
Heard of REM, but not in
Right, so REM is rapid eye movement. It actually means when you are sleeping, you're actually dreaming. Your brain is actually conscious, and if you actually watch them, it's kind of creepy because their eyes are literally moving during the dream, during that period of time that you're not in the deepest sleep. So that's not the deepest sleep. The deepest sleep is actually NREM when you're below that level of REM, which is what you want. The more of that you can get, the better. The deeper you can be, the better. Unfortunately, we're using my phone for the Zoom. I do have an app, and there's many, mine's called Sleep Cycle, I think it's called Sleep Cycle. It actually measures how deep my sleep is based on my breathing and so forth. You have it on your watch. There you go.
I
Yeah.
never get deep sleep.
Okay. Well,
So
there
is
we go.
deep sleep better
Yes.
than REM?
Yes. Because REM sleep, you're not all the way down. Your brain's still being active. It's doing those weird dreams. I love dreams because they're
So
so.
this is what he's talking about.
The good news,
That's
bad
what
news,
it's
though, when you're
tracked.
heading on, if you do snore, it does record you snoring. It also records
So
your
if
sleep
you'd like to
talking.
hear Dr. Lawler snoring.
If he did, theoretically, if it was snoring. It does, yeah, I did do some things out. I am a fan, by the way. Yes, you can look at CPAPs we had a sleep specialist here last week, Dr. Brittany, who's the dentist across the way, who's in the airways and so forth. She is not pro CPAP because a lot of them, you kind of get dependent on them. Some of them mouth and not nose, which I wouldn't want the mouth one and not the nose, because the nose breathing is way superior. What my wife introduced me to, because she's so loving and caring, was the little tape across the mouth. And actually, at first, I was emotionally disturbed.
Yeah.
And my mouth was clammed shut. And I wake up at least once in the middle of the night, and I would put a poke in the side there to get a little sip of water. It's not duct tape. She probably is. She might think of that too.
Get it on Amazon.
A little cross thingies.
Cross thingy,
Yeah.
you can still breathe, but it made a huge
It did.
difference.
So anyway,
Do you still use it?
I haven't used it lately because I'm snoring less. One of the things it does kind of train you to keep your mouth shut more. So then there's less snoring. When your mouth's shut, it's much more difficult to snore.
It's like 100% different if his mouth is shut.
All right, we're gonna take a quiz. It's not a pass fail. Here, I'll let you pass that out.
Dr. Bill, next time we should we have 100 of them, we should bring some of the tape.
That's true.
Should have
We
some.
can give it out to husbands. Oh, very good. He's quick. He's quick, this Sheffield guy.
Are we doing this right now?
Yes, right now. Shouldn't take long. So for those of you that are on Zoom, I don't know how well you can see this. Can you see if you can see it?
Come closer.
Sort of.
Here.
They can get coffee when they can go out.
You get a coffee when you come. It just it measures kind of the effectiveness of your sleep. So that's what it is. So yeah, the next time you come into the office, we'll be happy to share it with you. All right, Taylor took her test. That was nice, Taylor. Mom's taking it, and then Dad. This is kind of like golf. The lower the score, the better.
First floor?
Lower score is better. Sorry. Higher score is better. You're correct. Higher score is better. I did that. I said that backwards. Higher score is better. Yes, that's true. Golf is not that way. So basically it's asking, are you satisfied? You stay awake all day without dozing, and you sleep between 2 to 4. Those are big, that's a big time. In fact, actually, you may have heard this, but the people that do shift work, which I think is terrible, by the way, I'd rather do the same shift, the 7 to 3 or the 3 to 11 or the 11 to 7, just do one of them. But the ones that keep rotating, they notice that most accidents occur between 2 to 4 a.m. Particularly the people that are switching shifts. They're the ones that have the most challenge. You spend less than 30 minutes awake at night, and you sleep between 6 to 8 hours a day. So there you go. So how do we do? Decent sleeping. Nice. Nice. Wow, way to go. Good going, guys. All right, here's a quiz I gave today. Which of those animals sleeps the most? Which one sleeps the least? The lion, the elephant, or the bat? You agree?
What did you ask?
Which one of these sleeps the most? The bat, or the elephant, or the lion? The correct answer has been given. Bats do sleep the most. All right?
Because it's dark.
That's true.
But they sleep during.
Which one sleeps the least? Mother answered this, I thought it was a good answer. She says, obviously the elephant, they have to eat all the time to keep enough food in it. So they typically sleep 4 hours a day. These guys are 10 to 12, and these lovely looking creatures are 16 to 18 hours a day. So a lot.
Unless they live in your house.
If we had more time, we got a lot of bat stories. We moved into a house that we didn't know was had been empty for 3 years in Maine, and yeah, there's a lot of stories. Because we're talking about, guess what the leading cause of car accidents? It is not drunk driving, it is sleeping. Because you think about it, but what he calls it is a micro sleep. So like right now, if any of you did a micro sleep, which this is such a scintillating class, don't yawn back there, what is that? Such a scintillating class, and of course you would not sleep, but if you slept in here, if you kind of dozed for 5-10 seconds, no big deal, right? In here, sitting, no big deal. But if you're in a car, you're going 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, you do a micro sleep, that's when it can be very bad, if not fatal. So, yes. Here it is, sleeping pills. I'll just do a quick answer, no. This guy's really against them because it forces the body to do things that are not natural for it, and it's forcing a situation that is not good for the body. That's basically what it does. So if you're doing sleeping pills, you need to figure out something else. Obviously, the better you eat, and the more time. I'm doing the golf thing again. You want to have a bit of time between when you last ate to when you went to sleep. In fact, somewhere I found the sumo wrestler diet. Guess what they do? Eat tons of food and then take a nap. They sleep. So then the body doesn't, it just puts it all on the sumo guys. All right. So I'm gonna give you some tips on sleeping. But before we do that, we're gonna talk about what's a good pillow, what's a good mattress. Here we go. So what do you guys think? Don't tell me the brand, but what would be a good thing about a pillow? What would be a good thing you'd want in a pillow? Support is the right answer. Got a lot of right answers now. Way to go. Because the one problem that I had a woman bringing her pillows the other day, we'll check these out. What you don't want is your head to be pushed up if you're on your back or if you're on your side. You want your head and neck supported. So you want support underneath the neck and it gives way to the head. Another thing, you want a cooling factor. You don't want it to be you don't want it too warm because that's anti-sleeping. And that's one of the tips on here is to have a cooler room.
So no multiple pillows.
And that's also true, yes. A woman who could be watching admitted to using 5 pillows herself, and her husband had 4 pillows all over the place, everywhere. Neck, body, side, everything. And she said that they sleep on a king-size bed and they're lost to each other. They kiss at the foot of the bed before they go to bed, and then they lie down, and then they're lost in a sea of pillows.
Single body.
Yeah, single body pillow is fine. Particularly so, I will show this. This is, my wife was nice enough to bring hers in. So, well, I guess it's preference, but this is for side sleepers. It's not for back sleepers. Back sleepers, you don't need this, just on the side. So, if you're on your side, what it does is it prevents, this up a little bit, there we go. So, the one thing you don't want to do sleeping is have your leg go like that. That's easy. You don't want to do that. So you put this in between your legs and voila, there it is. It's not going to go forward. So this actually puts a lot of strain on a lot of people that come in and admit that, oh, yeah, my SI joint always bothers me, so it's the same side. Then I'll have them show me how they sleep. This little face over there. SI joint. The 2 most common things for that are crossing legs when you're sitting and sleeping and bringing that leg over that way. So if you are a side sleeper, you can do a little pillow, but that may, in fact, that's one of the challenges of regular pillows, is they lose their shape. You may at first get it all situated and feel, oh my gosh, that feels great. But then you fall asleep and it does whatever it does. And you have a pillow between your legs that's just a regular little kind of pillow. It's more likely to slide. This one, you can actually see it has bridges to it, so it's more likely to keep things in place. So that's the pillow. What about the mattress? And we're gonna get specific on the pillow in a minute. What do you want out of a mattress? Same answer is correct. Support. So you should not take on this. I am gonna add, but that one stands alone. I'm gonna add. What you want out of a mattress is you don't want it, you want it to take on your shape, you don't have to take on its shape. Does that make sense? We actually, I'm not gonna say the company, they tried diligently, we tried 2 mattresses from the same company, and they were too firm. They didn't allow, so if you're on your back, if you look at me sideways, you should have a curve in your lower back. That's a lumbar curve, lordosis, that is good. So you don't want too much of a one, you don't want too little. So if I lay on my back, what should my mattress do? Come up and support it. Should give way from my pelvis, and my shoulders is where we have the most weight, is our shoulders, then our pelvis, our butt. So when you lay on your back, this should impress in enough into the bed that it comes up and supports here. Then it gives way in the mid back, and then the pillow wants to support that one. So you want support, and then a really big deal is a cooling effect, somehow a cooling effect in the mattress. Some of the mattresses that used to be kind of, what's the one called that is, what can I get think of it? What are some different kinds of mattresses? Throw out some names.
Sleep Number.
That's one. Tempur-Pedic, that's the one I want. Very good. So Tempur-Pedic used to be, you kind of laid on it and it just kind of were splashed into it, and it was pretty warm. I know they've come a long ways. I've heard they've come a long ways. that they have a cooling factor in it now, and it supports you. I've heard on the airbed ones that people either love it or hate it. I haven't heard anybody in between. We actually have a predecessor to a purple bed, and one of the things that is good about it is it does have different layers, and this is the layer that allows the cooling because it's a grid. I'm not selling purple beds, I get no benefit from serving it. One of the things I like about it though is the circulation factor of the cooling factor, because you don't want to be in bed and be sweating because you're hot. That definitely decreases your effectiveness of sleep.
But the good news with hunting for a mattress, in the last 10 years, most all of them will let you try it out
That's true.
for 30 days. So it's no longer buy it and it's yours.
That's true. So we tried out the two. But our daughter and her husband bought one at the same time, a different company, also the one they, and they slept on it for like a few days, and they were both in pain and hurting. And my lower back is great, but I was in pain after this. So they said, "Well, you need to try it for a month." And my son-in-law said, "We didn't like it for 3 days. We're not gonna like it for a month. So you can just have it back." Anyway, so let's do a little demo here about pillows. I'm gonna use that anyway, so we'll just leave it alone. So, okay, so who wants to bring up a pillow and do a little demo?
I will.
Okay, come on up. You a side sleeper or back or both? Okay, so go ahead.
Put them flop.
Put that above.
Am I reading?
Yep, you're gonna bring a pillow, put it down. And go ahead and lay on the side you prefer. So you're with me. Okay, so. So observing from there, what we want is the shoulders to neck to be even. What are you observing?
Shoulders to neck to be even.
So in other words, we don't want the head up. You see the head's up a little bit?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a muscle test. Just hold your arm strong, don't let me push it down, resist.
Come on.
Try it again.
Dude, no, okay.
So, now if we do this, what I'm gonna do is that, and I'm gonna hold it down, now see what happened to her head? Now give me the arm again, hold, strong. So if I let go, and the head comes up, do that again, hold. Yeah. She didn't like the fact that her arm's going down. So now go on your back, just out of curiosity, we'll just see. So can you see the same thing though, the head's up a little bit? So I hold that, and it's gonna go like that. So if I cheat and I do that, a bit actually, do that again.
Feels really good.
Hold, there you go, exactly. So that's what you want in the pillow. So, yep, go ahead and sit back up.
I should have brought my pillow.
There you go. So this one in theory is good. There's a lot of them like this. The problem is it just really doesn't let the head drop down enough. That's the challenge. And it just doesn't let it drop down. So stay here. I will give you that. Would you give me that one? And get me, we'll just put a gown over it. So I get no financial gain for this, but this is the pillow that both my wife and I sleep on. There's a little groove here for the neck, and if you go on your side, you're gonna see that it goes down. So we're gonna do this, just like so. So go ahead, lie down on your side. So see her neck. So I don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna try it here, hold this. Good. So that's the difference. So that, and I looked at a lot of pillows. I've been to so many expos. I've been to so many whatevers. I've ordered them, and some of them say, you can take this stuff out. Like I got some that were bamboo on the outside and foam on the inside. I took out so much that by the time I was done, there was hardly a pillow left. So this is why we like this. So go ahead and go back.
I am.
So right there, hold, same thing. So your neck's up a teeny bit, it could be because this is up a bit. But the idea is it will it supports the neck and it supports the head. So most pillows just basically on your side will do that. Does that make sense? Or the same thing if you're on your side. So There you go. Yay, thank you for our model. So that's what pillows and mattresses, I love these pictures. So which one of these is the wrong way to sleep, by the way?
Stomach.
All of them? Yeah, this guy really went feet. I don't know, that's an angel fetal position. I don't think I can even do that. So yeah, none of them really look good, you're right. See, the pillow looks terrible on all of them. That one, I don't know what he's doing there, but, and this one, that's the biggest no-no, because you do have to turn your neck all night long. So instead of being here, you have to turn your neck like that, and it's just not good. I usually can tell stomach sleepers, I'll just feel their neck, and I don't know anything about them. They've come in as a new patient, I'll just feel, I said, so. In fact, I had a girl lie to me yesterday, I know she did. Because I said, do you ever sleep on your stomach? No, I said, yeah, we're just gonna let it go, but I knew it was totally tight on just one side. And not on all the other, and it's usually the side you're turning away. So yeah, you wanna sleep better than this guy. His PJs look okay, so I don't think it's a PJ issue, but you want to have a pillow that supports you, side or back of the, I don't know. I guess there could be a fetal position. That just looks like a lot of things would hurt. So one thing, see, and here on the side, and I may know someone relatively well that likes to put their arm underneath the pillow all night long.
Lady does too. But you know
So-
what? I don't do it as much with these new pillows.
That's good.
It's because I want it just to.
So one of the things, it's just funny, I'll tell you a quick story, but I'm in practice and I haven't been in practice that long. And the guy comes in and works out in the gym, he's very fit, eats well, everything's good. So I got two problems, my shoulder and my neck. So, okay, so we talked about all kinds of stuff. I couldn't figure out how we heard it. No, I finally said, so just out of curiosity, how do you sleep? He said, I sleep on my stomach like this. And I started to laugh, which is rude. And he said, oh, you think? I said, yeah, I think that that's not good. And if you put your arms like this while you sleep, we got one guy that still does this thing, and it bothers him all the time. His shoulder, his neck, everything. That's just not good. Because if I had you do this in this class for a few minutes, you'd say, yeah, can I put my arm down now? But if you're asleep, then anyway, so none of that stuff works.
And is that true with babies?
What do you mean? Oh, little babies can get away with a lot because they're so flexible and
My
so.
baby used to always go in and flip ours over.
That's true.
Don't let them sleep on the tummy.
It's better if they're on the side of the back. They can get away with it for a while. But yeah, I have always flipped kids after their baby size. Even if they weren't my kid and they were sleeping in my house, I would flip them. Anyway, okay, so closing, gonna give you 12 tips on why, from the book, Why We Sleep. Ta-da. So really quickly, stick to our regular sleep schedule. Dr. Brittany talked about that when she was here last week. So the more you can go to bed at the same time and get up at the same time, the more your body likes that. Exercise, yes, is gonna help, not closer than 3 hours to bedtime. Avoid caffeine and nicotine and alcoholic drinks, especially before bed. Avoid large meals and beverages late at night. Avoid medications that delay or disrupt your sleep. Don't take naps after 3. I can take a nap anytime, but my wife can't. She does, she's up late in the evening. Relax before bed, reading, listening to bed. Hot bath or shower before bed is advised. I actually am an advocate of that. Dark bedroom, cool bedroom, gadget-free bedroom, no blue lights pre-bedtime. Worry about sunlight exposure, not too much, not too little. Don't lie in bed awake for a long time. Get up and do something. Read a really boring book is one of the things I do sometimes. So not taking pills. So here's the additional tips. The good pillow, the good mattress. Do not sleep on your stomach. If you're on your side, keep your legs together. If you're on your back, have a small pillow underneath the knees, can help take a little pressure off. So, any questions? Yes.
So my problem, so I sleep on my side
Yep.
and I always feel like my shoulders are just like coming up to my neck or like ears basically. And I co-sleep with her and like every night I'm like, I don't know why they always do that.
My guess immediately is that you're in a protective mode because of her. So you're just kind of protective mode. Yeah, that's what I would guess. So I don't know the cure for that. I would say just you're aware of it. So
Yeah.
try to just know that she's safe and
I
everything's
just, like, I
fine.
feel like when I relax.
And is that a new thing
That's what
since her though? It was not there before
I think
that?
so. I never noticed it this much.
Yes, and I would think you'd be in a protected room, is my guess. Any other questions? What is that?
It's the.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, well.
Oh.
Okay, I'm throwing that on the TV. So we are giving out this pillow. So I put your guys' name in a little wheel thing and it's gonna work maybe. I'm just gonna, Carrie, do you wanna click the middle button? And I didn't know your name, so your name is Carrie's husband.
It's a good name.
Oh.
Ta-da! There you go. It is not in the package because they send it
Oh my God.
all squished up,
So
but I
tiny.
give you the package stuff and show everything, so there you go.
She really wanted to come tonight.
I really did. She knows why. I was like rushing from like.
So these are cool little things it says, this is how big the thing was that it came in, so there you go.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I also highly recommend a silk pillowcase. You get a black one because it's also cool. It's good for
a
your.
black one is better. It's good.
No,
for your
I'm just saying,